as soon as you press like, so quick, so easy, you're associating yourself with that post.
Wow.
And so as a Christian, we need to be very mindful of what we like as well. We might not even follow this page, but if we like an inappropriate joke or, you know, someone else will see that and that could cause someone else to stumble and fall. I love watching these two intro. They're so awkward every time.
I'm not awkward. That was awkward.
Wait, give us some slack. It's been like, what, 4 months?
Wow.
No,
it probably has,
it
yeah.
has.
No,
It probably
3.
has.
It's
3,
Feb.
4?
3 months.
Since we
You
did
didn't
this.
film before Japan.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, after Japan.
No, not after Japan.
No,
So
yeah.
it's definitely been 4
December,
months.
January, February.
3 to 4
Ray's
months.
Wow.
confirming it's been 4
4
months.
months is...
Do you want me to start your intro?
Yeah, no, we did.
Didn't. About what?
With Jackie.
Was that after Japan? No.
Nah.
Oh yeah, it was. It
It
was.
was.
I remember talking about my Japan trip on Ray's other channel.
I don't think I watched that episode.
What?
The one we
You
did
spoke
with
about
Jackie.
our Japan trip on Ray's other channel.
Yeah.
Should have
Should've
told me. I
told
might have
us.
watched it. Not happening. Classic.
Guys, Camilla has braces.
Wait, no.
Are we
Actually,
recording?
can you zoom in? Can you zoom in?
Nah, cuz don't even get me started on my blinky. Yeah, it's fashionable. It's in again because I'm doing it. So.
You should do, you know when they do the coloured ones, like pink, white, pink,
You
white.
think I'm not doing that? I'm absolutely doing them. My boss ordered them, so we're waiting for
Why
it.
didn't you
Ordered
put purple
them.
ones
He
on
ordered
for
them.
our show
There's
today?
none yet. Oh, purple. That would have been a
Purple
vibe.
for today would have been so
Sorry
cute.
about that. They
Fake friend.
ordered them from America.
Where's your
so-
purple? Come on,
My
Joey.
heart.
Where's your purple too?
Oh, you are actually wearing.
Oh,
yeah,
Nah,
Yeah,
that's
wearing
pink,
No,
bro.
it's purple.
That's
Nah,
lavender.
it's actually. I should know what the name of the color is.
Orchid,
Why
actually.
should you?
Orchid. Yeah, there you go.
Orchid.
Why should I? Yeah, I have
Yeah.
nothing to do with that company. Anyway,
Hey, let me intro you.
All right.
guys.
All right, go.
which camera do you look at for
I'm
the intro?
talking.
Oh
It's
yeah.
a great question. I think it's that one.
Well, whatever
There's
one's
only one that's
you, I
facing us.
think.
All
Ah.
of them.
Oh, thank you.
Which
Oh,
one?
crazy.
That one.
You're in that one,
I don't-
Joel. I can
Intro
see you in
us,
it.
Joe,
I can
come
see you
on.
in them.
Kick us off for the
What
year.
episode number is this?
I have absolutely no clue.
No, just
Just welcome to 2025. You know.
Welcome to 2025. Here we are. Tell me more with our hosts, Jemma and Larissa, and the guests, me and Camilla.
Who is Camilla?
With it.
I've never heard of Camilla in
I
my
have no
life.
idea who
You
you're
need to
talking
do
about.
that again.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This is Cam.
All right, let me start. Welcome to 2025. Tell me more. Where we have our host Jemma and our host Larissa.
Who's Gemma?
Gemma Low, mate. What are you doing?
Gemma
I'll do it.
Low.
I'll
Alright,
do
someone
you
else
go,
do
you
it.
go, you go.
it. Hi. No, I'm not.
No,
Give
no,
us some
you have to finish it off. Come on.
Hi, and welcome to Tell Me More with Low and Jem. Nah, it's the braces, bro. I can't do it. I can't.
Welcome to Tell Me Low.
Tell me live.
Wait, no, honestly,
Oh,
let's
this
go.
is so bad.
Tonight's not working out. For
It's so
Just
late.
start rolling.
All right,
Yeah,
fine.
right.
I'll
One of
start.
all right,
one of
yeah,
the people that
fine.
actually run the show.
All right,
yeah.
fine. Give me a sec. Welcome back, guys. 2025. Tell me more with Lo and Jem. And as you can see, we have some very special guests on the podcast today, Cam and Joe, who Cam's been here last year, but this is Joe's first time. So welcome Joe.
Welcome, Joe, to my.
Welcome to your show.
Wow, thanks guys. I feel so honoured to be
Better
on
late
here.
than never, yeah.
It was a bit late.
Alrighty.
Zinger. I was the first guest. Let the record show.
Anyway,
We'll talk about this offline.
we'll take that offline. That's good. Well, I think we need to find our feet a bit here. So we have to start with the age-old question. You've already answered this.
Yes.
So Joe, because it's your first time on the podcast.
Podcast.
On the podcast, tell me something I don't know about you.
Yikes. I actually don't know. I feel like you know everything about
Nah,
me.
I don't.
She's asked you this question in normal
Just-
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've never known how to answer it. I hum when I change lanes.
Wow,
How
that's
do
a
you do
good
everything?
one.
What the heck?
That's crazy.
I didn't realize I'm doing it, but I just.
And then you hum
Like
to
when
get
she
to
sleeps,
sleep. Yeah.
She
Nah,
does.
that's a
Yeah,
good
no,
idea.
she
I
does.
noticed that in
Yeah.
Japan. That
When
was
we were in
good.
Japan.
Say
What is that?
I'm just a Celine Dion.
What was the
crazy.
weirdest thing I ever experienced?
What does the humming
Yeah.
do for you? Does it just like you
No,
think
honestly,
better? Or?
when I'm sleeping, I don't know because I'm just tired. But when I'm changing lanes, I don't know what it does for me. I just like, without realizing, I'll put my blinker on and go.
Did you
You
notice
so
it, or did someone
do.
tell you that you do it?
No, I noticed and I was like, what am I doing? And
Next
why?
time we're in the car together,
That's
I'm gonna
so
pay so
weird.
close
Yeah, it
attention
is
now.
weird. Yeah.
Maybe Larissa does that, but we'll never know because she never drives.
It's so good. Why would I drive if my friend lives 5 minutes away? It just doesn't make
Exactly.
sense.
You live 5 minutes from us.
But in like for going out, you're gonna come past my area anyway. Doesn't make sense for me to go out of my way then
Alfred's
back.
point is not on anyone's way.
Hey, you guys
Sorry,
are
I
just
just
privileged,
exposed-
honestly.
I exposed
You
your
just
address
told everyone where I
online.
live.
Poor Jenna.
Yes.
Lives so
Poor Gemma
far.
has to drive herself. What happens when you don't live
2,
local?
2, 3, 4. Probably said
Don't
that.
give away our
Yeah, sorry, I
postcode,
shouldn't
Gemma.
be
That's
saying that.
they're
That's
gonna come to our area now.
They're
Doubt
definitely
it.
not going to want to come there.
and not looking after Metal Mouth over here.
Wait, I'm gonna put the mic up like this for the rest.
There's no trains in 2234, but there is train tracks.
Oh, that was so
You're
good.
savvy.
That was so good.
It's actually so
That
good.
was phenomenal. Yeah, I'll take that one. No one's been roasting me hard enough, honestly. I thought I'd get bullied harder. It's been
Yeah.
soft.
But you've
So,
been
yeah,
complaining
happy to
about
see it.
everyone asking.
No,
you.
I'm happy to get bullied, but everyone likes to tell me that I didn't need braces. That's been my number one pet peeve.
She doesn't
But
want
you
anyone
didn't.
thinking they're orthodontists.
What?
Yeah, literally everyone thinks they're an
Oh,
orthodontist. They
right.
know nothing about teeth, and they're like, "But you didn't need it." Anyway, I'll take it as a compliment, guys. Thanks.
She didn't need it.
I did it
Right.
for fun. I did it for attention. Clearly.
I want to do it just so I can match with you.
See, setting trends.
Let's do it.
2025.
If you do
Book
that,
me in.
This already had braces on
Joe
for
will
4
be
years.
the new
without me.
host of Tell Me More.
They're out.
I'm getting booted if I get braces.
Come on.
Is that what I need to do? Tomorrow.
Book me in.
Booked.
Yeah, done. I'll put them on for you.
Just kidding, guys. Happy to be here.
Mm. So what are we talking about today, guys?
Thanks, Cam.
Yeah.
We're actually going to talk about balancing social media and your faith, which is a big topic. I think we're only going to brush the surface of it. But social media is such a massive part of our lives. The switch up is crazy. We were just giggling 2 seconds ago. And now Joe's like looking at me all
'cause I'm
seriously.
really interested.
Yeah, it is. It's good.
No, but it is social media. I mean, it's massive, especially in our generation and the generations maybe under us. And it impacts our lives in so many ways, even that like ways that we don't realize. So finding a balance with social media in your life and faith is very tricky. I know for me personally, I'm still trying to figure it out. I was saying to these guys today, I was on my phone all day, had a day off, and I just spent my time on my phone, which is a bit sad, but I think it's a reality for a lot of people. So we're going to be open and honest tonight as we, talk about social media and how it impacts our lives. And I hope as you're listening, you'll maybe reflect on your life and think about, the ways that you're letting social media impact you and how we can maybe switch things up and let our lives be a little bit more God honoring than social media honoring. Does that make sense? Social media honoring? We'll make it up. It works.
Yeah, I agree. That's good.
So, how long did you spend on your phone today?
That's a good one. I think that's important to mention because, I'm pretty sure everyone would know by now if they have an Apple phone, but you can access your screen time per app, which is really interesting because I always thought I didn't spend that much time on it until you open the screen time and you're like, 3 hours on Instagram? No, that doesn't sound right. But it really does. It clocks up so quickly.
It
without
really
you even
does.
realizing.
Yeah.
Obviously, when I'm at work, I'm on it a lot less, but
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, on the weekend, it's no good.
Yeah. You guys?
Yeah, I literally once actually did a fast. Instead of food, I did Instagram.
Yeah.
and I didn't even realize that I would come to like, I just unlock my phone and without realizing I click on the app. I don't
Yeah.
even need to open it. I don't know what I'm opening it for. And then I quickly close it. I'm like, oh, like
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm the same. When I randomly do my social media delete,
Your monthly.
which I haven't done in a while, and I'm going to do again because just thinking about this topic today really convicted me to do it. But when I do delete the social media for a bit, like the amount of times I'll just unlock my phone for no reason just to go on it, just for nothing, it's embarrassing.
Yeah. It
And it's
actually
like,
is.
it's so sad. Like,
It's really
Yeah,
muscle
but that's
memory
what-
for so many of
so,
us.
yeah, for sure.
Like I realize I open my phone and I actually have an order of like the apps I'm opening. And it's just
Yes.
habit.
And you just go one by one by
Yeah.
one.
I'm
just
like,
to
why am I
see-
checking my email? It literally says there's no email.
Yeah.
Why am I refreshing it?
I don't check
Yeah.
my emails.
I
You
check
go to
my
social
emails
media.
so much too, and I'm
Right?
like, my job has nothing to do with emails,
Yeah.
but I just always open the mail app.
Yeah.
Has anyone, sorry, really quick side note, has anyone updated their phone?
Yes.
Because now it's really annoying.
Terrible.
They've changed your emails.
Yep.
So now I'm not getting any notifications and
Yes,
I'm
it's all
bored.
personalized.
Yeah, I'm like, where are
Wait,
all my, I'm
What
not
is my
online shopping
shopping?
anymore.
Yes.
Why aren't you
Have
telling
you
me
done
the
the
promotions?
updated your phone?
I think so.
It's like categorizing
It's
all your
terrible.
emails.
no, I haven't.
My
I
favorite thing
haven't
is
seen that.
clearing the red dots on my phone
Yeah.
so that I don't have
Yes.
any notifications.
Yes.
And the mail one is almost my favorite because it's like a new one every 5 minutes.
Mm.
And then I realized, oh, I haven't cleared my mail for a few days.
like a
what's
game.
going on? And I like my phone had updated, and then
Yeah,
I
it's
figured out how to go
weird.
to all like the unread ones that aren't
Mhm.
categorized or whatever.
Wow,
And it
I
was
gotta
like
figure that out.
200 in like a few days, and I was like, what on earth?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the spam, the subscriptions.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy.
Anyway, emails do not count as social media. Are we clear on that? Can we-
Yes. I'm just
They
saying
do, they
phone
do.
in general.
If that counted as social media, I would be sent to like,
Yeah, you guys
Addicts.
use it. for your
Literally
work.
rehab.
yeah.
I need rehab for social media anyway, though.
Yeah.
What would you guys say are the apps that you reckon consume the most time for?
For me, it's Instagram.
Same.
Me, it's Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Would you say TikTok's a big one in the generation below us as well?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they're on Snapchat anymore.
Not as
Really?
much as what
I
we
don't
Well,
know.
I think they use it as messages.
Yeah, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Like, can I have your Snapchat?
The only reason I have Snapchat is for the one group chat that we have on there.
Yeah.
Everything else is useless for me.
Yeah.
If it's only being used for messages, does it count as social media?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is social
Yeah.
media.
Yeah, you're
I would say.
socializing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
My thing is though, you know how you said like you'll randomly delete the app or whatever. How is that actually fixing anything? Because like, for example, I could delete it tomorrow
Yeah.
and then like I'll delete it for a week, but then next week I'm back on it the
Yeah.
same again.
Sure. Do you know what's even sadder? I'm an Instagram Reels girly. I don't have TikTok. I delete the app and then I just use Google and go on Instagram to watch Reels.
Completely defeats the purpose.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But Yeah, it's bad.
I think the point is the absence of the app should make you notice.
How much you're using it.
Yeah, and
sure.
hopefully make a change. Like I know when I did that in January, I wasn't going to post on Instagram.
Yeah.
I noticed how much of my time would have been consumed by taking photos to post and kind of curating a feed. And then after I was made more aware of it and I decided not to do that as much sort of thing. So I think you just have to make that conscious decision. You can't just delete the app and then come back the next week
Yeah.
without having made a decision, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
I think one of the biggest reasons we wanted to talk about this topic is because we're so consumed by it. People listening are probably also consumed by it. It's something massive that this world is seeing in this generation. And I think it's taking away from our true purpose and calling in life, just on a day-to-day basis, whether it's godly or not, whether it's, you know, going to work or just doing things that add value to your life. So I think that's why we wanted to discuss
Yeah.
it. So would you guys say that there's obviously better avenues than social media, ways we should be using our time?
Well, I recently started this year. Well, I noticed last year, like, I'd have my devotion time, right? But then either my watch would be on my phone's on my bed. I'd start reading and then I hear the buzz and I'll like look over quickly and I'm like, oh, okay. And straight away, like, my mind's gone. I'm not even in the spirit of prayer, not in, like, nothing. And then I'll keep reading as if, like, nothing's happened. And then I'll get another buzz.
Yeah.
And it was just, like, it was actually pointless. I wasn't getting anything out of it. So this year, I've actually started turning my phone on Do Not Disturb while I'm having my, like, devotional time. And I've noticed what a massive difference it's made. Like, I'm getting so much more out of it because I'm not distracted and I literally have that one focus.
Yeah, that's good.
We heard a message on Friday. You girls wouldn't have been there because you were in Epic, but we heard a message on Friday on, like, one of the right ways to kind of do your Bible reading, and one of the biggest points was to get your phone out of the equation. And I found doing that the same sort of thing. I just don't even take it with me to the desk when I'm doing my devotion, and it's definitely much, because you don't realize how often I don't even have a vibrate on my phone. Even if it's flipped up and I see the light go on, I'll check what just came up. And it's really bad when you're supposed to be having a quiet time with God.
I noticed that, like, even if my phone, like you said, doesn't vibrate or anything, like, if my mind just for a split second wanders off the passage I'm reading, I'll grab my phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I doing? Like, now is not the time. And obviously it's not more important than God's word, but it's so crazy how our mind is just prone to grabbing that device.
Yeah, we're so reactive.
Yeah, I agree.
Sad reality, but we're here to talk about
And
ways to
I
fix
think
it.
another point, just to go off of that, is if you're doing your Bible reading on your phone, hello,
Big no.
let's not do that. Because that's just, you're setting yourself up for failure. Definitely reading your physical Bible is always going to be better than reading it on your phone. I mean, we're all probably guilty of it at some point, but I remember clearly just not being able to stay on the Bible app for long enough. Yeah.
Even if you want to, like, use it to write notes, like, why can't we go old school and use a pen and paper? Like, use a devotional notebook or something, like, that way you've literally eliminated everything.
And that's not to say that, like, using technology during your devotions is wrong. Like, not at all. You
100%.
know, in ways it can be super helpful. I know for me, like, if I don't understand something, you can, use commentary or, you can just Google something quickly just so that it helps you understand sort of what you're reading. It's more the distraction part of your technology that is the problem than actually... it can be super helpful, even just like if you're following a plan online or something. I know I do that a little bit, but even going back old school is phenomenal in its own way, isn't it?
I think this generation below us has even more opportunity to utilize the electronics and the AI and all this sort of stuff that's coming up now. And I was thinking about how I've never done it. I think you have, Lo, how you can set a set time on how much you can access of your social media app in a day. That's a really great way to really, combat this issue, is to say, all right, I'm going to set that I can only use Instagram for an hour of my day. And I think, what does it do? It locks you
locks
out.
the app.
That is definitely helpful.
Yeah, it's
I
so
would
helpful.
have no idea how to do that. I'm so old.
I've never tried it.
No, you can. It's actually pretty easy in settings.
Oh, wow.
There is ways around it, though. I think...
Of course you know.
Of course I know that there's a way around it. We've established that I'm addicted to social media. It's okay, guys. The biggest part in all of this is that if you're making a decision, you've got to be disciplined and stick to it. Like, there's always going to be ways around things. There's going to be temptations. There's going to be loopholes. Like, if you're going to commit to not using social media as much, it's something you've really got to work hard on. And I'm probably, like, I don't work hard enough at it, because I just told you, there's a loophole to it. So
No, but it's true. It's like a diet or exercising. Like, you might say, oh, tomorrow morning I want to wake up and exercise. And then your alarm goes off. You're like, nah, I'll do it tonight. Like, you have to literally have that discipline and self-control. Like,
and that's, like, I think discipline and self-control are two things that I struggle with. But I think it's just the nature of this generation. We're handed things pretty easily when we think about it. We've got everything we need at our fingertips. We haven't really had to work very hard for many things. So that nature of discipline and self-control maybe didn't come to us as much as it did in generations before. And it's something we've really got to work hard at.
yeah, it's true.
And I think off the back of that discipline and motivation, there has to be like a like something behind that. There has to be a reason as to why you're motivated and disciplined. Like you said, like exercise. Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to tone? Do you want to build muscle? Why do we want to spend less time on social media and refocus our mind on God? Like, what's the motivation and reasoning behind that? And for me, once I realize, in not just when it comes to reading, like maybe going to church and just being immersed in church and God's people and in his word, the motivation behind that is I want to serve God and I want to love God. He's done so much for me. The least I can do is spend that little time with him and less time off social media. So having that at the back of your mind is that motivation and is that driving force to you being disciplined and motivated. Not to say that I'm perfect. I suck at social media as well. Like, I find myself scrolling for hours sometimes on the weekend. But yeah, having that motivation and the reasoning behind knowing why is a big thing.
Yeah, I agree.
How have you guys found social media impacting, say, like your mental health or your self-image sort of thing?
I can go for that one. I thought about this earlier and I really did want to share this personal experience because I think it's so important for any young girls to hear. But I think who we follow is so important on Instagram. And I think I told you guys earlier, I really want it to be a series that we do for the young teens because who are you following is such a important question to ask you. I'm so conscious of who I follow on Instagram. I made it a really clear point not to follow a whole bunch of influencers and whatever. Like, I only follow a few fitness influencers. Obviously there's some great influencers, you know, cooking accounts, that sort of thing. I don't do that.
You don't cook.
Doesn't sound like you.
But I mean, for example, I don't follow the Kardashians, the Jenners, the models of the world, because I find that every time I go on their accounts, I'll give you an example. All of a sudden, Kylie Jenner comes up on my Explore page the other day. Now, Kylie Jenner is like our beauty standard in this generation, right? She's probably got the most Instagram followers, one of the most followers, something like that. Anyway, I was going through her account, saw her. I was like, oh yeah, let's see what she's up to these days. Like, haven't seen her in a while. Anyway, I was scrolling through and I found myself wanting to get plastic surgery. Within minutes of being on her account, I was like, man, I want to change this. I want to change that. And then I caught myself in that thought and I was like, wow, isn't that so sad that just going through her account so quickly made me want to change something about myself. And then I thought, how much more would the kids and the younger, you know, more easily influenced sort of teen be affected by that? Yeah, I just think it's so important that we're not following these sort of people. Like, obviously that might not be the case for everyone that follows them, but I think we need to really be conscious about how they're going to influence us. Are they influencing us in a positive direction, or are they influencing us in a way that's not going to glorify God or is against his will for us?
Yeah.
Something to be aware of, yeah.
Yeah, being cautious of what you're allowing into your life, not only on social media, I mean, in every aspect of your life is super important, but especially in social media. Like, you know, the devil is very clever in the ways that he can sort of get into your mind and affect the way that you think about things or how you think about yourself. So, you know, being cautious and setting boundaries, or like you said, you know, watching who you're following and what you're allowing into your life is super important to guard your heart and in that sense, you know, help you in your walk of faith as well. Because I mean, social media, while we can talk about all of its downfalls, can also have can also be good. Like, we can use social media for good. You know, in the sense of, you know, sharing the gospel on it, or just being encouraging to others on it, you know, sharing a verse or sharing a worship song, or it can be a way that people who have never heard the gospel hear the gospel. Like, and I think that's pretty cool, and we should probably start utilizing it for that sense more than we do.
Yeah, I agree. Big time. Sorry, that was so random, but I really do agree. If ever there was a generation that could reach people, it's now. Like,
exactly.
With social media, that is so crazy how much you can do and how for God. Yeah.
I think that is the way of our generation.
Future,
Like, you know, we hear about all these old I'm not going to say olden day things of like door knocking and stuff like that, but to get to the generation now, I think it has to be through social media because that's where they all are.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
Yeah, it's like TikTok, like you see all those 10-second videos having the most views and likes, like little things like that just catch people's attention because that's what we're looking at most of the day. Yeah.
You know, actually, no, because you said 10-second, I realized as well, I don't know if you guys are the same or if it's just a younger generation or what, but our attention spans as well have, is it spam or span?
Span.
Wow, I've been saying it wrong all my life.
Attention
You
spams.
must have known it wasn't wrong though, because you pulled yourself up on it straight away.
Yeah, but I must have. I don't know what I say. Anyway, our attention span has shortened
So
because,
much.
I could even be on TikTok, and as soon as they start talking too much, I'm like,
Yeah.
Gone.
like,
Yeah.
how bad is that? So we literally like are so robotic almost, which is so bad. Like that God literally did not design us to be robots. Like we've got free will. He wants us to do as he pleases with our life, and we're just sitting here watching our screens. Like it's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, but on the flip side, only 10-second, and a 10-second video could change someone's life.
Yeah.
For God.
Yeah.
You know, all you have to do is really curate something that will take 5 seconds of someone's attention, and it could be the difference between them going to heaven or hell. That's the amazing part of it.
It's deep.
Yeah.
That is deep.
Is it really?
Question: am I allowed to move the mic to get my water?
Yeah.
I have been so thirsty.
Yeah, we're bringing in the Stanleys back. 2 Stanleys, no Awallas. What's going on, guys?
I've got my Awala, don't you worry.
I don't.
But I've had enough of it, to be honest. I'm getting a new one soon.
Yeah, what else have we got?
What
else do you
else
think?
have I got for you?
Yeah, I like this.
I think oftentimes we use social media as like our Bible and where we seek our source of truth. A lot of that I find comes from social media, Instagram. Like you mentioned, how does that affect your mental health and your identity? A lot of that, like I said, comes from social media because it's telling us you need to look this way, you need to act this way, you need to post a certain way, and you need to, respond the way other people respond. And that is telling us a truth that is in complete opposition to what God tells us. So I think if we're seeking truth from social media and finding it solely from there, that's when our mental health is going to see a big decline. That's where our identity is going to not be grounded and rooted in what is true and what's right. So I think if we are setting those boundaries and limiting who we follow on social media and instead posting verses and sharing godly music, we can just share a different source of truth and also rejig our mind and rewire it to what's true and what's holy and what God says in his word.
Yeah.
I think, sorry, you go for it.
No, you go.
Oh, I was going to say, I think that comes with a lot of responsibility because when you're associating yourself with Christ, especially online, you have a lot more responsibility to hold out that testimony. I don't think it's as prevalent as it is. Like, I remember when we were younger, you could see, there was like a section you could see what everyone had liked.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking like, wow, that person from church liked that? That's really bad, And, as soon as you press like, so quick, so easy, you're associating yourself with that post.
Wow.
And so as a Christian, we need to be very mindful of what we like as well. We might not even follow this page, but if we like an inappropriate joke or, someone else will see that and that could cause someone else to stumble and fall.
Yeah, I've noticed that lately. Like, even if you're scrolling through TikTok, it says, "Oh, Camilla liked this reel," and it's like, "Oh, I didn't realize people can see that."
Yeah,
and
you
it's
can
like
see
you become
who's
more
liking
mindful
it. Yeah.
of what, you're liking and what you're commenting on.
But in saying that, I get some really great Christian reels because it says like a bunch of my following has liked it, and I'm like, oh, great, this is so good. Yeah.
Actually, it's funny because, we don't do it enough, but like if a Christian reel does pop up or like a verse or whatever, it's so refreshing to see on your page. Like, and you might have really needed that specific verse that day and you're like, whoa, like it's crazy. So it can definitely be used for good. I just think that we're so prone or just society is so prone to just looking at the bad and posting the bad, and you know.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever feel scared or like maybe like a bit ashamed? Not ashamed, just or hesitant to post Christian things on your story, like in a sense of, oh, what are people going to think, or
I do.
like the
I do sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially if it's calling out a false teaching in another religion, that I know that the Word of God says that this is wrong, and I know like I'm following a bunch of people who believe this to be true, but like God tells me that it's wrong, and I wanted like so badly reshare it, and I'm like, oh, like I don't want them to think, and I don't want them to comment and say something bad about, and that's an area where I like struggle with when it comes to reposting stories specifically. It's like, oh, but I really shouldn't. I really should, you know, just post it, because like God doesn't give me that spirit of fear, like that comes from God and from Satan. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I definitely find that.
Yeah, I think I agree. If it comes to like another religion or they're talking about something in that area, I do get a bit hesitant or a bit like, oh, like, am I going to offend someone? Like, I think anything else, maybe if it's just like a verse or, I don't know, a Bible quote or something. I think when I was younger, I used to be a lot more hesitant, whereas now I'm like, you like it, you don't, you don't.
Yeah, right.
I think I'm probably on a different side of this spectrum. I've never been afraid. I'm quite confident I'll post it, but I'm more aware of like, oh, have I already posted too much Christian stuff this week? Like, I'm more conscious of that sort of thing, which also isn't, I don't think, a healthy relationship to have with social media, where you're too conscious about how, well, they're going to think I posted too much. Just post it. It's Christian, it's God honoring, do it. So that's probably where I fall in that regard. What about yourself, Lo?
Yeah, I think I fall into the a bit scared of what maybe people will think of me, or which I mean shouldn't be the case, but it is in some senses.
And the Word of God like offends, like it's not going to, oh, you know, this person's gonna be so happy because I posted that, you know, what you're doing is wrong. But yeah, it'll offend people, but that's the nature of God's Word. It offends because it's true and it's right. So yeah, in my own life, I'm learning to, you know, just be more confident in God, and
It's good. How have you found social media has affected, say, like relationships in your lives? Has it affected it at all, or?
I wouldn't say for me personally, no.
I'd say in like little ways, yeah. This is weird, but on TikTok, like I'll repost a video if I find that it's like, you know, it's like convicted me, or if I find that it's encouraged me. And Camilla will send me like a video. I was like, oh yeah, like I saw that, and she'll be like, oh, you reposted it, and it's like kind of like starts a little conversation, or just maybe, you know, like makes us think, or makes us just ponder on what we just listened to or heard. I think maybe in that regard, it's slightly, but not drastically, I would say.
Yeah, cool. I think it's a good reminder, I guess, just talking about social media in general for me, just to sort of take account of maybe say like my day or my week. How much time did I waste, and what else could have I been doing that would have been more productive, or, you know, more God honoring. And it's very convicting to take a look at your life and see how much of it is really going towards nothing. Like at the end of the day, I've just spent 2.5 hours on Instagram, and what have I gotten from it, and who have I benefited? I haven't benefited myself, and I haven't benefited anyone around me. So is what I'm doing worth it? And it's a bit scary to think about that in a sense of, well, this is what I do every day. And is what I'm doing, does it really matter in the long run? And I'm sitting here thinking, well, no, it doesn't. So, I mean, if you're listening and you're thinking, oh, you know, I've just spent 2 hours on social media for nothing. I mean, yes, it's good that you're probably feeling a little trash about yourself in a sense that take that feeling and try to change. Make some actionable decisions and things that you're actually going to stick by, and change the way that you live tomorrow. And just take it one step at a time. I know that's what I'm going to try to do. But just be serious with yourself, and even let someone else know a decision that you're going to make and say, hey, you've got to keep me accountable to this. So I'll say it to you guys, like, I don't want to be spending as much time on social media as I have in the past, and you guys have to keep me accountable to that. So
What about 1010?
we're not talking about my puzzle games. Different episode. Different episode.
100%. You have to tell someone, otherwise you're just going to keep, I mean, you don't have to, but yeah, it helps a lot when you tell someone you're held accountable.
Yeah.
You know what's funny as well? Like, it's just internet is so easily accessible to us now.
So yeah.
Like, I remember when I was in school, it was
Back in your days.
dial-up. You shut up.
Dial-up.
Dial-up
What's that?
is crazy.
You guys shut up.
You're gonna have to
Wrong
explain
audience.
dial-up. You're gonna have to
I
explain
know too.
dial-up.
Does anyone even my age watch this show? No, seriously. Wait, do you not know what dial-up is?
No.
Oh, this is so embarrassing. Okay,
I
it was,
know.
you had to unplug your home phone. You probably do you know what a home phone
Yeah.
is?
Yes,
You had to
crazy.
unplug your home phone, and you had to ask your parents first, like, does anyone need the house phone? You unplug the house phone, and then you use this long cord and you connect it, and that's when you could use internet, and it would make this weird sound like, and then like when it was ready, you could use the
What kind
internet.
of generation were you born in?
Boy, we need
What
that
if you got
again,
a What if you got a
hey?
call while you're on the internet? It doesn't go through.
You don't get calls while you're on there. That's why you have to
You have
ask.
to be quick.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that in
Crazy.
today's day, someone watching?
Boy, I
like,
don't reckon
Netflix
we'd
and-
survive.
No, that's what I'm saying.
No, it
It's
would have been
so
a great time,
accessible
man.
now.
That's so much better.
Nah, we'd all murder each other.
Seriously. Yeah.
You'd
So,
have to
like-
actually like go outside.
Yeah, and play.
You'd actually have to go outside, Larissa.
You'd have to do your running.
Oh,
5 kilometers.
it's crazy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, this topic could go
Dial-up
into
is
so many
wild.
different conversations
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
other
sure.
topics. Do we want to touch on them, or should we leave the people hanging?
Leave the people hanging for part 2, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
part 2.
why not?
Let's do it. I guess some practical takeaways. If we were going to give some, does everyone want to go around and give one practical takeaway for balancing social media in your life?
Yeah, I'll go first, I guess. I would say set some boundaries in regards to time. Maybe limit yourself to an hour a day, even though that is, I mean, it's a lot less than probably what we do spend on it already. So just limit yourself in that regard. Yeah.
Yeah, probably going on the back of that, like maybe do everything you need to throughout your day, do your reading, your time, and then like as a reward before you sleep, go on your Instagram or watch your TikToks and yeah.
On me next, yeah. I'd just say be mindful of it. Don't, so much of social media is mindless. We do it without thinking. Just put your brain in it a little bit more and just be aware of how often you're on it, how long you're on it for, and what you're missing out on when you're on it.
Yeah. I think on the back of that, like, just frequently go back and assess what you're doing. It's not just like a one-time decision. It's a pretty frequent thing you have to do. Oh, how did I go this week? Not great. What was I bad at? All right, let's do better for next week. And then slowly you'll find yourself, doing better. And obviously, if you desire to be more like God and you're putting His will first in your life, I think you'll find yourself, becoming more focused on that rather than on wasting time on social media. So yeah, don't be discouraged if you're thinking, we're all thinking the same thing, I think.
100%.
But let's just do better this week, and then try to encourage others through our social media and encourage your friends. Maybe get off your phone when you're together and actually have a conversation. I shouldn't be saying that, hey.
Always on your phone, Gemma.
Gemma's always on her phone.
Not me.
Poor Jemma.
Nah.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. We hope you've enjoyed the episode. Come back in a few weeks' time for part 2. Make sure you like and subscribe, have a chat, and chuck us a comment if you enjoyed this episode. If you want to let us know what else to talk about, follow us on Instagram. Although we're not on there too much these days because we're reassessing our time, and we're gonna make our Instagram count. All right, guys. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.